sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping. Sipping, I'm 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 sipping.
I've been doing film and videos for now, what we going on, 10 years now? End of this year, be my 10-year anniversary.
Dope.
Put them hours. I remember like, no, we gonna get into it. Cause I don't like to pull no punches.
No, talk
I remember I was locked up. And I wrote a book. Called The Way It Is, and I came home and I put that out, and I was shaking and moving with that.
That's dope.
And I was like, all right, and I had a friend of mine, and he was like, he used to be a friend of mine, rather. He was doing the film, but he had the trying to get to Hollywood in the weak syndrome. That's what I call it. He wanted to get to Hollywood.
I actually like that. Because I know what you mean by that. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I have a vision. You're a writer. I mean, you got the camera. I mean, I'm the writer. You got the camera. Let's put them together and see what we can cook up and come up with. He, no, I don't think it's gonna work. Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, damn, my bad for cursing at you.
But because is that lack of belief in me or you or both?
It was really lack
of himself.
Both sides.
Really?
It was like because I kind of figured out.
Because that's important to try to realize when you go through these things sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was both. So moving the story along, he was, I get a call one day. No, I ain't doing film no more. I'm getting rid of all this shit, this, that, and that. I'm like, all right. At this time, I was fucking broke. I ain't had no fucking money.
Right.
Like, I ain't had no money. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I got money.
You was trying to get right.
Yeah, I was trying to get my shit together. So I'm like, and I really wanted to do it. I said, damn, well, do me this favor. Let me hit my best friend up. I know he'll give me the fucking shirt off his back. Let me see if I can get him to give you that money to get you out the way, and I'll just pay that back to him. Motherfucker told me no. He gave me a tripod out of all that shit he had. He had like $4 grand worth of shit. So that kind of sparked that sparked me right there. Like I didn't like that.
The tripod is so symbolic.
He gave me the Radio Shack fucking tripod. I threw that shit right in the trash. Like, yo, why are you so disrespectful?
I don't even want to look at this shit.
Yeah, I don't want this shit. So moving the story along. One day I was downtown. I was fucking around doing something. I was buying some shit, and it was like a little store right there. Like I think it's still there too. It was like I think he's African or Jamaican, whatever he is. He be selling like DVDs, all this kind of shit. It's on 11th Street. I walked in there, and he had a camera. I said, "Damn, what you want for that?" He's like, "Nah, man." I'm like, "Look, man, fuck all that shit. What you want for the camera?" So I ended up buying the camera. It was $80. Boom.
Was that the
what?
Did you talk him down to 80 or was that where he was at with it?
Nah, he wanted like $140.
I figured that. But you ain't gonna make $140 today if I don't give you this 80. What
exactly. Ain't nobody coming to get it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Ain't nobody coming in and get
That's why I asked you that. Because we know them stores. It's different.
Exactly. So, moving the story along, I end up playing around with the camera. Wasn't really too sharp with just like the understanding of editing and how to actually put something together, but I really wanted to do it. So I said, damn, how I'm gonna get this popping? So a light bulb went off in my head one day, like right after I had, like a week prior after I had the camera. I said, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this shit called Bar for Bar. And Bar for Bar was this. I would just let miscellaneous rappers, that any rapper that I came across that thought you can rap or could put words together, I would just let you rap on the camera. I put Bar for Bar, my name on it. It just be extended version and slap it on YouTube. Because now I'm just coming in contact with people that rap. I'm like, all right, if you want a video, holler at me. But I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But I was brave enough to jump the fuck out there. I'm like, yo, if he pay me, I'm gonna figure this shit the fuck out like real quick. So I did Bar for like, I don't know, maybe half of summer. Got kind of little, it served its purpose. I'm like, all right, look, we got to step this shit up a little bit.
Because now I know how to edit a little bit. Exactly. Now I got a vision in the direction with what to do with this.
I got a little bit more knowledge. Excuse me. So we end up, what I end up doing? I end up doing music videos. And I end up doing a bunch of music videos for people around my way just free. Because I just was testing the market to see if they like it. So, that was my transition with that. I was testing, working on the craft. Boom. I end up, me and Philly Spielberg, we end up coming in contact with each other. So, that's my guy. We end up working together at that moment.
Dope.
In that space right there. So I learned a lot from him. Because he was like kind of like here at his time already. I'm coming off the step. He walking down the block. He in motion already.
Right,
he don't need me. You see, at all. He don't need me.
This is a fact.
Exactly. He don't need me at all. So I'm just like an understudent right now. I'm just like paying attention. Moving forward, we start. I start rolling with him. Started getting more jobs, and I had a friend of mine. He introduced me to. He's like, "Yo, I'll be with AR Ab, OBA, etc." I'm like, oh, yeah, I know who Ab is, whatever. He's like, "No, man, introduce you to, he be needing videos, whatever."
And like everybody else said, he cool as shit.
Yeah, right.
That's everybody's selling point because niggas are scared of that.
The sad part, no, let's get back to that. I want to touch on that real quick for the people that don't know, and I'm gonna say this from my perspective, and a lot of people gonna agree with me. A lot of people not gonna agree with me, and I don't really give a fuck.
No, it don't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't matter.
But it don't matter. But my perspective on him, great dude, great dude,
word,
great fucking dude,
word. And that's what
met
people
him.
tell me all the time.
Yeah.
I've met him a few times, but that's not my fault.
But I know him firsthand.
Yeah.
Anytime, like our first time I ever met him, it went just like this. We talking. He was like, "Yo," he's like, I'm gonna give you a shot. Do the video. You know what I'm saying? He don't need me.
Absolutely.
He getting 60,000-70,000 on the hits on one video. Like he don't need me at all. So I do it. I turn that shit right over in like 2 hours. That motherfucker called me. He said, "Yo, you couldn't edit that video that fast." I said, "Bullshit. That's what I do." He said, "Yo, let me holler at you. Come down here." I come back down north. I'm talking to him. We out on this block. He like, "Yo, hon, that's for you." Because Ron didn't give me no money. Because he had let it be known. He's like, "Yo," and he said it again. He was like, "Yo, I don't pay people for videos. You know why? Because they want to do them for free because of what comes behind that."
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm going to pay you. You know why? Because I respect what you do.
And you want to do more business.
Exactly. After that, our relationship was like this. Anytime he had a feature, you got to shoot the video with DS or you don't get a video. That's how that works. And he paid for his videos. I could easily say like, "Nah, I don't want your money because you bringing me money."
Absolutely.
He been bringing me over 15,000. What I'm tripping for? And he's spending his own money with me. Like, nah. Like when he really started, before that whole incident, before that, like we really start like hitting that gas with that shit. Last maybe 4 videos I did for him hit 3 or 4 million, all of them. Beef,
I'm sure.
What is it? Beef, Can I Live? Freestyle, and I forget. I did so much shit for him, but great dude though. Great dude.
Now I'm gonna slow it down a little bit because you touched on a lot of shit that means a lot as far as just trying to find your foot and progress and things that you're trying to accomplish just in general.
Exactly.
$80 camera. Said I'm a shoot whatever rapper want to get in front of the camera. I'm gonna shoot videos for free just to test the market. I give you an example from my life, right? My grandfather, my family business, like I say on this often, is barbershops.
Okay.
My grandfather came to Philadelphia. He didn't know how to cut no fucking hair.
Exactly.
He lied to the nigga, told him he could cut hair, and charged everybody half off till he figured it out.
Figure it out.
You know what I mean? And then when he figured it out, based on whoever was willing to sit on his chair, similar to whoever was willing to get in front of your camera. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. He figured it out, made a couple dollars, and then he taught everybody in the house how to shave a balloon with a straight razor. You see what I'm saying? From my grandma, my aunt, my uncle, my dad, they all had to learn. And then if you was tall enough to see over the back of the chair, you was cutting hair. Because by then, he had his own barbershop. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. And you got to humble yourself. And sometimes you just got to act as if, like you was doing.
Yeah.
You still trying to figure out how to edit. That wasn't the conversation you was having with the motherfuckers that was rapping.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I was trying to get the clients.
And something that you could chop up that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? You can't create art. Back then, you couldn't have did just your own content in a way that would have made sense for you to learn through it.
Exactly.
I don't believe so. So I just want to recap those couple things. That one thing. Well, it was a couple things that you said that I think are very important. Just with trying to get somewhere, man. Sippin' with Sammie podcast. I look back at some of the old episodes, just me and Saf and stools, nothing else in this motherfucker.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And we chopping it up, and we had good conversations, and it was worth doing. But the whole time was with the intent of building.
Right.
Exactly.
The intention of building.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I think
You gotta
people don't
start somewhere,
understand that.
and nobody's going to give you anything, and like nobody's obligated to believe in your dream.
ever. And even if they believe in it, what's their understanding of it?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
I had, not to cut you off, I had a person tell me,
I was done.
several people. I had several people tell me, you know, I needed equipment, and it was like, you know, like, well, damn, just get me this, and I'll do this for you, like, far as the work, and like, you know, tap dance around it, and like to this day, I'm happy. I'm like, believe me when I tell you, I'm happy they never bought that from me. I mean, they never got that equipment from me, because now I don't have the obligation with them, and on the list of other things.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I own all my equipment right out. I got a red camera and a list of other shit. Like, my shit go down the street.
They did you a favor by not
Did me a
doing you
favor.
no favors.
Did me a favor. And the stuff that I was asking for was like, all right, a Canon Mark III, a laptop, a lens, some lenses. Really total up to like $2,500, $3,500. You know, you see what I'm saying? In that price range. Instead of just like nah, buckle down, get your money together, go buy your own shit, invest in it. Now you can dictate the narrative of how you want this shit to play.
But if it would have went that way and they would have bought it for you, it would have worked out too. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think so.
You wouldn't have had the same appreciation
so.
for it. I think you would have utilized the equipment.
Yeah, I would have did that. Absolutely.
You still would have.
Yeah, but it's just like, you know, people got this thing with them with entitlement. Even though like you have an obligation with somebody, and I'm not saying not fulfill your obligation. I'm saying like, you know, all right, just because you do something to me, I mean for me, don't mean you own me. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna like make me do a bunch of like slave work for the shit.
Ever.
You see what I'm saying?
Ever.
That's why I'm glad it kind of like it played out like that.
I speak on entitlement and accountability all the time. Especially on my platforms, because a lot of motherfuckers, especially we're from a city where we're flooded with talented people.
Absolutely.
We're flooded with a lot of people that'll latch on to talented people, and shit'll go nowhere. But that one person that latched on to you and did nothing for you, now you believe that everybody else is supposed to hold that in equity to do other things, and that's not how it works.
It's not how it works.
It's not how it works. If you go away for a little bit and you're an artist, when you come back, the first song I want to hear from you is not about where you was at. I need to hear a hit.
Yeah.
Then I want to hear your story.
Right.
You got to do something first to get my interest.
Now,
And then we could get into the deep part of
now
it.
let me touch on that. Let me touch on that. Hit. Not a song. A hit. I get music.
Something that feels like what I love from
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I get music all day. Like I be in traffic, minding my business. If somebody call me, yo, I need you, listen to this song. I'm like, then I listen to it. It's like
Not inspiring.
I can't. I can't.
What am I visualizing through this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it should never be like that.
Listen, we here to talk about corrupted minds, man, because we're gonna be in the movies. We're gonna be in a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? The big screen. You know what I mean? Talk to him, got him, man, because you know what I'm saying? We did it. We already did it. You know what I mean? It's the second joint. You know what I'm saying?
Man. To be technical, this is the third joint. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, we did one like 2000.
Oh, all right, yeah. I'm about to say, 'cause I
Yeah,
wasn't
I'm
invited to the second joint. I'm like, damn, what you snuck into the joint already?
Yeah, the first joint, we had like 7 showings. It was a small space, but
Yeah, that event space joint.
yeah, we had like
That
like,
count.
Yeah,
7 showings?
in one day.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
That's lit. That's support.
yeah.
That's fire.
It was different people coming all different times. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, people be busy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to bring that essence back as far as, like, putting films back in the theater. 2014, we started the show. It's actually a TV series. And we decided to create it to a movie just to go and in the mix of other movies that's getting put out in our city. You know what I'm saying? So we converted that just to put in a feature film, our first feature film.
What's the difference? Like as far as production wise?
I mean, movies is like a one shot kill, but I saw the film in theaters when I was in Orlando, and it's actually a TV series, but they picked one good episode out of the show and actually put it in theaters, and that gave me the idea. I was like, yo, why not just do that for Corrupted Minds? So I was like, so when I got back to the city, that's when I just attacked. With the help from my wife, she did photography, custom design, making dead bodies and stuff. So
man. Tommy Boy in the building. What's up, Tom?
So the lighting and make sure the sound was right, because like the thing is with film now, you just want to make sure you as perfect as possible. Everything ain't going to be like 100% perfect because we doing it by ourselves, but it's a learning process that we build with together. You know what I'm saying? Me and I've been in the mix for years. Even before we was doing the show, we was doing music together.
No, I dug that. You've been putting up with him for a long time.
It ain't easy.
Right.
Anybody that been here for a long time, and they got some patience.
And I just seen like what he represented. You know what I'm saying? How he was just trying to aspire the youth. You know what I'm saying? Going to school tours and stuff like that. So I was what he was standing on was just like, it just made sense to get him in the film, as far as like, because we don't want to be inviting to the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? We just want to put in a perspective of just seeing the insight from how we are putting it from people would say we're not trying to make drug dealers look them like a hero or anything, but it's like, it's just everybody, you gotta just understand people's lives, and you can't really judge it. You have to really see it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So for me myself, I kind of been like around it, but just blessed enough to have guidance to not fully go in depth in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But people that I know that was in the mix of that lifestyle, and I was like, yo, let me try to write a narrative, you know what I'm saying, to get you out. I can't play God, but the whole time I'm writing it, it's just like, it's basically trying to fix the fight of the entrapment of what they end. And they don't know no better. There's no other option, you know what I'm saying? So it's like education is not around most of the time, and people dropping out of school 9th 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? Because I went to a suburban school for a year and some change, and I witnessed a different lifestyle as far as like people really trying to strive out here in the world. There's other stuff than just being on the block and stuff like that. So
my bad, I ain't want to cut you off, but they was having a whole confusion over there.
All right, my bad.
And I heard you though.
But so I went back to public school in Shari Mansion, and that's when I realized like the culture of Philly for real. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was labeled one of the worst schools in America or whatever. But and I understand the hip hop culture as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people in them schools don't want to strive. They get left back on purpose just to stay in school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's accountability with mediocrity.
Right.
Everybody's expected to go to summer school or to fail or whatever have you. Like, it's not even a thing. It's like, we all gonna go to summer school. Act crazy. You know what I'm saying? Remember last summer we had a ball, we gonna do it again this summer. Like, they be on it like that. Because there's no bar to meet.
That's exactly what I want to do, is start setting the bar for life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something outside of this. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to get a clarity. Like, a lot of points that we touch on is the youth, even bad influence that see somebody that's doing good and they make sure they stay on that right path. But sometimes when people are influenced, you kind of intertwine yourself into that person. So it's like two worlds colliding, and now it's like, you know, somebody put you on to something, no, you too deep in to even get out, you know.
And that's why I was like, when you first said basically that you're not trying to glorify street shit and drug dealing or whatever gangster shit, I'm like, but all characters have arcs, and then there's more than one or two characters, and then there's a lot of cultural things that you also add into your film. Like, it's always more than just the 1 or 2, 3, 5 people that's doing dark stuff involved in everything, right?
Right.
You don't just go casting all gangsters
Right.
when you put together a film. Like, there's no balance in it. I think you spoke the balance earlier on about
and it's like it's a double-edged sword with that as well, because I actually cast people that was in the life, and Nas was like, you know, I feel as though he was on his way out. You know what I'm saying? He was finding a way out. You know what I'm saying? He had a light as far as the tunnel vision where he was trying to go. But unfortunately, you know, and my other guys, like, yeah, that's what they was, you know, doing at the time. But, you know, as far as what we was writing and what we was creating, you know what I'm saying? It was even like a testimony of Tom Capone, and I'm basically saying, like, yo, tell these people this is not the life that they want to live. You know what I'm saying? 40 years old, you're still in the streets. And you have no future outside of that. Like, you're so consumed.
Your legacy is
you know what I'm saying?
You're
so consumed to it, but a lot of people be consumed to it and cool with it.
And be content with that shit.
Be content with it. But Tonk, I knew that, you know, he was talented, and I knew also that he was consumed. But it was nothing he can do. It's like, yo, man, I'm trying to get jobs at the market, but they don't pay enough. This is what's paying me. You know what I'm saying? This is the only thing I know that can pay me fast. I got kids.
Family to take care of.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's no other option. So and then we go into like a little bit of imprisonment in the mind. You know what I'm saying? Mental awareness. And just surviving in a neighborhood that is just, you know, stuck in a cycle of, you know, life, death, and prison.
Right. I fucks with it, man. Well, I want to salute you first of all.
Big hair.
Because when you was on your way in here, I said, you already a legend in this shit. Like, you a young man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your network, the people that you giving confidence to be a part of your shit has rolled over into other shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your tree is, you got branches on that motherfucker, man. And some leaves and some blooms. And, you know what I mean? And it's not easy to do, especially like you say, man. Motherfuckers come from where they come from, and a lot of it is desperation and despair and not knowing where to put your foot down at, where to plant your seed. When did you say, all right, well, this is how I can affect people best. This is where I'm happiest at, and start really taking it serious?
I just seen how my neighborhood was getting affected by, you know, and just the experience that I went through by just the skin of my teeth, you know, taking a little step in that hot water, you know. So, and I said, it's like anybody to tell the story, it should be me, you know, because just off the knowledge of my bloodline and people that's around me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I just sponged it all in due time, you know. I was like, yo, I'm documenting this person's life. And this is not, I wouldn't say by mistake, it's just like naturally, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, why not at this time, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like everybody say like, yeah, document my life, gutter. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been through some real shit, you know what I'm saying? And so I actually sit down and listen to you. And pick out your life, and that's how I create most of my scripts.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? By actually knowing you and sitting down with you and understand what you experience, you know. And because a lot of, you know, the stuff in this film is a lot of my life, a lot of things that I know that people witness around me. and I kind of just formulate it into a, you know.
So I feel as though all the knowledge that I have, I need to dish it out to people who want it and that can take it and use it while they're young. Because it took me a long time to gravitate all this knowledge I have right now.
But you know that makes your legacy endless.
Yeah.
Your legacy endless because everybody's going, whether they want to or not, they're going to teach somebody else. Somebody else is going to follow their lead and see what they're doing and pick up from that. And you put down what they picking up in the very beginning. You know what I mean? That's heavy.
Yeah.
Especially with something where we talking about film. We talking about shit that's going to last. It's not like you taught somebody how to fix a car and the only person that appreciates it is whoever car they fix. You see what I'm saying? You know how movies go. It could be a whisper when it come out, and 20 years later they doing marathons every year for this movie that nobody cared about.
Exactly.
So it's dope.
Now with social media, things have become more open. Okay, so social media is definitely a gift and a curse.
Absolutely.
In its own.
Tell me about it.
Now, independent filmmaking, people kind of take for granted because you have to understand one thing: when it's independent, it's coming out of your pocket. When it's Hollywood, it's coming out of a third party pocket.
And even those budgets have changed. There's either huge films or small films. There's no in between anymore.
Right, exactly. So
Hollywood budgets have shifted.
Yeah, and so now I didn't even know that.
Just look at what's coming out.
As an independent, you can apply for an Oscar. Right? And so I learned all of this, and now that I have my film in 40 film festivals, at least 10 of them are Oscar bound.
Congratulations, that's dope. You made 40 film festivals?
40 film
That's
festivals.
heavy, bro.
Yeah.
Now, what's funny about it is I was coming back from out of town one day, and Jermaine called me, and he had an idea for this. He was talking to me about it, and you told me, you said, I'm going into this thinking Oscar. I'm getting an Oscar either with this one or one right after. He said, I'm giving them the substance that they want, and it's going to be dope. And we talking Oscars. We not talking about nothing. You told me this. I was on the highway. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to pull off and get gas, get back on the highway, talking to him, and he was talking about Oscars. And it's like, I know you. So I'm not one of the ones that's like, nigga, you independent. Like, I'm like, he must have like figured out that he could fucking do it, and he's going to do it. Like, man, listen, so now it's 40 film festivals. You see what I'm saying? This wasn't that long ago we had this conversation, bro. That's so ill.
So I'm excited for you, and scope it out. Yo, listen,
I'm excited for you.
I sat home and scoped out everything, and this is not my only film that's out. No, I have a short film that's out called Entanglement, and that has just won an award for the short film.
Congratulations.
And so now what I'm going to do with this film festival, I mean this premiere that we're having June 16th.
June 16th.
At the Ritz, a second in Walnut.
Yo, the Ritz is a good look. Nice. Shout out to someone when he released Concrete Soldiers. I was in there. I got to see myself on the 85. We was at the Ritz.
Now, to me, I get spoiled. You got to understand the movie theaters, and I've been doing it for so long. And you have to understand, the Ritz to me is no different than studio movie theater. It's right. Now understand, we sold out.
I'm sorry.
We just sold out before pre-COVID, December 19th, 2019. We sold out the 69th Street movie theater. I'm talking about when I say sell out, the studio movie grill.
Oh, movie grill.
What's 69th Street?
They have 8 rooms. We sold out all 8 rooms.
You don't understand. My whole timeline was there.
Really?
Everybody in my newsfeed was there. I don't even think I was in town. Everybody was there.
Except for
the Sammie, but
yeah.
You know, it definitely ain't on my heart. You know what I mean? It definitely wasn't because of my heart.
Right,
I had other shit to do.
Listen,
but like I said, remember
out.
I started off by saying it went from me seeing you do these things to damn 69th Street. Everybody down there, who y'all down there for? And it was my folking. And that's the crazy thing. A lot of people never knew we knew each other, anything like that. You don't see us hanging together, kicking it together. I haven't been in the film yet, but we working on that. You see what I'm saying?
It's coming.
But it's one of those things where I've been saluting. When I see you, I tell you.
Most definitely.
But like I've really seen mass progression, like leaps and bounds type of shit, and that's inspiring.
Learn the game. I had to really analyze what's going on. Where do I fit in? And if we was just even talk about equipment, to be nerdy a little bit, I started off with a Panasonic camera. I got Russell Simmons on a Panasonic's camera that was about handheld like this.
I know
when I was doing
what you're talking
interviews, and I used to attach a flashlight to it to get my nightlight. I got Jay. I got all kind of Alicia Keys because I was the first black underground independent filmmaker. Well, not at the time. I was a videographer at Live Aid.
Okay.
That was in Philadelphia.
Yep.
I was the only one down there when they called me in, and I said Illadelph Styles. So I come in, and I'd lie to you not, my assistant, we had a tripod and this little camera, and they said, "So where you want to plug in at?" And they bring us in this room, and all you see was all these networks with all these big cameras, $10,000-$20,000 cameras. I said to her, I said, "Oh, we don't need to plug in. We'll be all right. Just keep it moving."
I bought enough batteries.
Right. Exactly. That's how the mode was.
Batteries in my book bag.
Yeah, that's how the mode was. But I was out there, all my stuff, and this is how I was uniformed, and they respected me. I came out. I had my company name here. I had a hat with the company name on. I had a microphone. Chris Tucker got on the microphone, and I was so shocked to even interview Chris Tucker. I stuttered. So you know how Chris do, right? I said, so, and he looked at me, and I sworn he was gonna bust on me, but I said, all right, I'm gonna take this on the chin. So I just started the interview, and he just answered it, but I could see it in his face. He was like,
Wheels started
"You ain't
turning.
even ready. You ain't even ready for this interview." And I wasn't. I was not ready for the interview, but I was just so happy to get it.
But you know what though?
Awesome.
We got to get each other ready.
Right.
Like if I see that you like, he still did it because even noticing that you probably wasn't exactly where you was supposed to be. He still got to get the interview. Like we got to teach each other, which means you got to get through this fucking interview.
Yeah.
Right.
We have to finish this thing that you started because that'll help you get where you need to be. I think that we have to be intentional about those things. We can't just shut people out.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I think it actually built my career understanding that stars are people too.
I think that's where I usually get over it. I've always kind of had that understanding. Like as a kid, like even when you girl crazy, I never thought a famous woman was any more bigger than anybody else.
Right.
I just always looked at it like if I can get in a room with her, I could get her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if we both in a VIP, why she gonna turn me down? Like, you know, like I'm only here because I could be here, right?
Right.
So what we doing? Right. And that's how I always looked at people because at the end of the day, they go through shit too.
Yep. They do.
They go through shit. They shit stink too.
They just on a higher. They just on a higher level. Think just of doing business. That's all. You know that, and that's all this is. There. It's a game of business, and you put your business together. You can play those kind of games too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Every level has its advantages and disadvantages. At my level, doing independent films has a great advantage because all my thoughts, my ideas, my energy, all goes into my film, and nobody can take it away from me.
Absolutely.
I don't have other companies dictating what I can say, how I can say it.
What Dame be talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the plus of being an independent filmmaker. The minus of being an independent filmmaker is
Burning
once again,
out credit cards.
yeah. but it's a new trend, you know, and you can learn from people like Waka Flocka. The insurance, you know, basically learning how to use whole life insurance to fund your business.
Yeah, because you can take out a loan against you.
Yes.
Just like you,
and you don't have to pay
do
taxes
with these 401ks, but your
Yeah.
life insurance is a better thing to do it with.
Yep.
Different interest rates.
Oh wow.
Yeah, way different
Okay.
penalties. Any questions from my Jay? She said, "Hey, learn it."
I'm sitting here learning. And I'm just like, and you did okay.
This is my sixth film, so think about it. You know, from one film, 100 people, to now my fifth
8
film.
theaters sold out in one building.
That's what I'm saying.
In one city.
Yeah.
That's
Shit don't even make no sense.
right.
That's like
That part.
that's like watching Kevin Hart go from the Laugh House to stadiums.
No, real stuff. That went by pretty fast.
Well, I interviewed Kevin Hart right in front of the Transit nightclub. That's
Transit.
That's on YouTube. Like before he even blew up with the Soul Plane and everything. First person to interview Meek Mills. Meek can tell you. First, the funny thing, I gotta give a shout out to Meek because I was in his We Ball video.
Okay.
And I was dressed in Muslim garb, but when I came up to him, he wasn't fraud. He didn't do any of those things. He said, "Yo, EQ." He remembered me as EQ, not Dante, Diesel, Jermaine Quick. He said, "Yo, EQ, you still doing your music?"
Remember EQ films.
Right. He said, "You still doing your music?" And that just blew me away because at that time he was going through so many things. I ain't gonna remember a little guy like me at this point. I'm little compared to what he's doing.
No, that's dope.
But that was his spirit, and I'm gonna forever be a fan of his music because I like his music anyway. But personally, I'm always backing whatever he's doing because he's conscious of where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Too. He always looked back. You feel me? So everybody. That's just my personal opinion. And you gotta remember, I grew up with all these guys when they was young with the braids and.
I remember, you know what I'm saying? He used to run up on me and my man like, yo, I got some shit because he was cool. He was my man, young boy. And it's just like, I'm happy to see him win.
Exactly.
I want him to win. Like you don't. If you look at Philly history during his time of rap, there's only a handful of dudes that's like, yo, they really put the work in and they deserve whatever they get from it. You know what I mean? The fact that there's still thousands of videos of him with nappy braids and everybody keeps talking about it and he done had money for a long time. That was his 10,000, 100,000 hours right there. We seen it. Yep. We got to watch that shit. You see what I'm saying? That was the first generation of you being able to watch a young rapper progression in real time. There wasn't a thing before that.
Right.
It wasn't. And as soon as Jay got Chris, he on the radio screaming he only 16. We've been watching 16-year-olds in this city go crazy the whole time. Chris wasn't the first one.
No, not at all.
Even though Chris is one of the illest ever.
Most definitely.
Not to take anything, but just from what we were seeing through the DVD phase and all of that shit, we was watching young animals.
I mean, when I was in the scene doing the DVD magazine when Major Figures came out. You know what I'm saying? To Gil, that was their highlight. You know, I hated how things went down and how everything manifested, but I believe if they was allowed to be on the next plane back then, we would have a different Philly.
Absolutely. I think a lot of things went wrong at one time, yo. And it was like a lot of our rappers were still living the shit they was doing, so that caught up with them, getting locked up for random shit or for big shit. It was just everybody got booked at one time. Yep. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff just happened that was like, man, if we would have kept the momentum from the time when Remember Them Days came out. Remember that summer when Remember Them Days came out?
The Greek picnic.
And the Figures was popping. Most Wanted was bubbling. Yep. Off the Hook Records was doing their thing. Diamond District was doing their thing. Everybody had something going on. Yep. You know what I mean? 100X was still kind of around. It was like a lot.
And that was my group. Shout out to 100X. Listen, all right. So I'm gonna go back even further. Let's go back even further. Shout out to Bobby Dance.
Absolutely.
I was the night manager at Bobby Dance, and I contribute. I contribute that to my friend Barry Bolds, the Bolds family, because he was my best friend. He could dance. I could dance. We got a group together. Well, not me and him, but he had an idea for a group. He called us 50 Deep, and we all came together. We would go to clubs and battle everybody. It was real dope. But I end up sliding into being a night manager at Dance's nightclub. Bobby liked me. He said, I'm gonna put you back there. But I also got to open up for every show. So I met Jay-Z. I opened up for Jay-Z when he used to wear Hawaiian shirts. Right. My MOP when they was first came out. You know what I'm saying to you? So I remember Dance's was at 7th and Filbert before the Federal Building was there. Right. That's the Federal Building now that you see. But before that, it was a little club right there.
Dances had 3 locations.
We had 13th and Vine, and then we had Broad Street. So Watch Street. So at the end of the day, I was there through that whole movement, through the whole Ram Squad movement. I was there. You know what I'm saying?
And Richard Allen used to be deep in dances.
Deep in dances all day.
And we used to be deep from Uptown. They used to be deep, and we'd be wilding and pushing them back. And by the end of the night, we just had to respect each other because it's like nobody else in here is 50 deep but us. Right. Like it used to, speaking of 50 deep, but the Richard Allen niggas, that was their club. If you came in there, a few of y'all might have had a problem. Yeah,
I was excited to work because I got to know everybody. DJ Boo, and DJ Touchtone worked there. Yep, DJ Casper.
People forget. Everybody remember Casper because Casper he had a lot going on with the women's back then. Right, but Touchtone was definitely there. People forgot he was there.
Yeah, he was there. But me and Touchtone friends today. Like I call it. He was in my 4th movie, American Bully.
Touch is super legend, man.
No, Change the Beat. He was in the 3rd movie. Yeah, he's definitely a super legend. You know, the DJ, the blind DJ. I used to do a lot of work I used to do his EPK packs. So I got to meet Jazzy Jeff. I got to meet a lot of people. I used to work for 100.3 The Beat behind the beats. I used to be with Moni Love and Kobe Cole, and I used to record Bow Wow, Fat Joe, you name it, whoever came, B5. I got all that footage, literally.
One of the weirdest parties I ever went to was Moni Love's birthday party.
Banging.
That was like the week after she got fired.
Oh, that's
You remember that joint? It was like a white party. It was a linen party or
Linen
some
party.
shit, and it was at the one. What is it? That building. One whatever the fuck it is. Right.
I know
down
exactly
there,
what you're talking
right
about.
down there on the campus by the
Yep.
college. Yo, nice as shit. Everybody there fly as shit, but the energy was like weird.
It's weird because nobody expected that.
Nobody seen that shit coming, man.
I guess not.
And I remember being there. You was there, were you?
Yeah, I was everywhere.
I'm pretty sure I was there with City. I'm
I
pretty sure I was there with City and Landon.
I was everywhere, man. And I don't know, just the whole vibe, but just even I work with Power 99 as well. When they used to do the Peace on the Streets and had all the artists come out. I had Trey Songz when he just blew up with a song. And we did an interview down at the hotel down on 17th and what's that, Chestnut Street.
He is a kid.
Yeah, he was a kid. Like all of these people, I had an opportunity to touch, and even with being with Urban Expressions, I had a chance to interview Donnell Jones, Remy Ma at the airport. We did her, you know.
You caught Remy at the airport?
At the airport. A young Remy before she got arrested, too. And she was on her gum smacking, New York vibe, like literally. But she vibed out.
Point me to the closest blunt, Remy.
Yeah. But she vibed out with me. We had a great interview, man. It was an awesome interview. I did a lot of people. But not even to go on that tangent. But that during that time, that's when DVD was popping. But when I started the movies, the only person that had a movie out was my man Jamal Hill with Money, Power, and Respect. You know what I'm saying to you, and that inspired me. That movie and Tales from the Hood, that inspired me as well. And I said, you know what, I can do this, and that's what made me pick up that little camera and say and talk. And my niche was, if I get the hottest people to believe in me, then I shoot them, everybody else gonna fall in place. And it worked. And I've been doing that ever since.
That's what most smart businessmen do. They'll get the big name attached and then they'll shop the big name to all the names under it.
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean? LeBron's already on board. And once you say LeBron on board, who the fuck am I to not be a part of something that LeBron then signed up for? Like, it works.
It makes sense.
It's business.
It's just business. Smart business sense. And even with this film, I used like my man Simon One Punch Carr. He's in this film.
Shout out One Punch, that's my guy.
Yeah, he's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Where you at?
And
Selfie Kingpin.
I definitely wanted to help him promote his new boxing gym.
Right.
Down Northeast. So we put that in the movie. You know what I'm saying to you? It's the movie is packed. It's called Sugar. You know what I'm saying? But we talk about a major issue. The reason why it's winning all of these global awards.
This is why I wanted my J here.
I'm like this. Tell me more.
Let's get into what the movie is about.
So the movie's about she's a female successful boutique owner by day, and she's a vigilante by night. She helps battered and abused women. It's based on domestic violence. All my movies have topics and issues. Bullying was on Fox 29 News for I'm the only black filmmaker in Philly that got a 3-minute sprint on Fox 29. Shout out to Joyce Evans.
Shout out to that. That was dope.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. That was my 4th film. My 5th film was called Heartless, and I won the Los Angeles Motion Picture Award for that one. And that was pre-COVID or during COVID. And I kind of had to sit down for a minute because COVID made everybody sit down. And so I was working on this mastermind, which is...
Got you to sit down and start thinking.
Yeah, but we got a whole package for this. You know what I'm saying to you? It's not just a movie. I made it into a comic book. So it's a comic book series. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm a comic.
We also got puzzles. I didn't bring the puzzles today. You know what I'm saying? But we got gear. As you see, I got the jacket on, the Sugar logo and jackets. We got merch for and we got hoodies, all that, and with the cast members on it. And so my whole niche with making these films is not just about me, but the cast members get exposure where they never would get. I mean, like I said, we're across the globe. You're not going to get that kind of exposure anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about being on the big screen, but it's about getting it out to the masses so that when you try to go get work, you are already reputable. You know what I'm saying to you? So,
and rest in peace to, how do you say your mom's name?
Janie.
Janie?
Yeah, Janie Mae Quick. So the what makes the movie personal for me is because I see my mom go through domestic violence growing up as a child.
Named Janie,
and so I went through child abuse because of it, and I ended up living in a group home from the ages of 7 to 18. And so the next time I got to see my mom, I was 18 and I just had my first son. And she died right after she saw my son. But her last words to me was, make sure you take care of him. And so since I didn't have a father in my life because my mom was raped, Feel me? And so the cycles of these things, what made me strong is understanding it.
Absolutely.
Not rebelling against it to where I become heartless, but understanding it and understanding that I'm not the only one. Some people can't talk about it because it's so deep and it's hurting to them. But the reason why I've learned to talk about it is because I can't begin to even help myself. Help others if I can't help myself. And so therefore, once I learned to deal with the fact that dysfunction is in many families, what makes it functional is how to get on top of your game. And I've learned how to get on top of my game. My son follows my footsteps. He understands what happened, that at my earlier stages in life, I didn't have the knowledge and the know-how to be the perfect father. But now that I am at a level that I can be the best father I can possibly be, now he can get the knowledge necessary to grow. And I think that a lot of our young men out here that's battling family violence, domestic violence, we have to first understand that when we damage a woman, we damage our children. Okay, there's some young kid out there with a gun. He ready to kill and shoot everybody because he really got some hurt on his heart. Because maybe his mom didn't love him the way he wanted to be loved, and maybe she couldn't do that because she was distracted herself because she was dealing with a relationship or a situation that she couldn't get out of or that was detrimental to her. Okay, and that trickles down. Every man got their game from a woman. So at the end of the day, if we take it upon
the game was fucked up, it's gonna still be fucked up.
It's still gonna be fucked up. And if
we can't make a good copy of a bad picture, it's impossible.
Impossible. So if every man starts to think that every time we hit a woman, we put our children in jeopardy, we would stop hitting women.
I would think so many ways you could go with that. I think that when you say understanding, the understanding that you had to have, once you have that understanding, and I'm not even speaking from a domestic violence or an abuse situation, just in general about shortcomings and dysfunction in general, anything that went wrong from your upbringing. When you understand it, then you can understand that you have blessings outside of the shortcomings and the bullshit. And I think that a lot of ways you're an example of this brother been blessed so many ways to come up out of that.
Right.
You had so many tools in you. You see what I'm saying? And we've all had help, but you got to make yourself available for help. You have to be somebody people want to help. You know what I mean? Like that's a part of you too. So even with that, you deserve that. That's another blessing.
True that.
So it's like just listening to it is like, people gotta understand, man. Apply yourself to some shit, man.
Yeah, right.
Now that you directing, you gotten accustomed to putting your own art out there on a regular basis and getting feedback and all of that, right? So what's the trajectory? What's the next move? What is the next big thing that you need to do to be like, all right, I leveled up?
And that's what it is. You just answered it. Just leveling up, man. Like even with like the quality of things, you know, I know it's always room for bettering. You know what I mean? It's always room for that. So, you know, even with the Yo Bro sitcom, like I shot it. You know what I mean? I do a lot of the shooting, a lot of the editing, all of the editing. So I do a lot of that. So we got 5 episodes right now on YouTube, but I have the pilot episode shot over with Arlen Entertainment and, you know, great film work and, you know, Meech and them out there in Jersey. So I have a pilot episode that I've been shopping around to the different networks and things that to level up. You know what I'm saying? So we got the 5 episodes shot raw and shot by me and stuff like that. We got that on YouTube right now, available for everybody. But behind the scenes, I've been pushing this pilot episode to the networks. And when I say networks, I mean ABC and Fox. And, you know, I think it's time that we get our own sitcom. You know what I mean? We grew up on Martin. We grew up on The Fresh Prince. And we ain't seen nothing like that since. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry doing his thing. You know, Blackish is one of the best shows on TV right now. But we need something authentic. You know what I mean? We need something from somebody raw. You know what I mean? And I think I got what the networks need. So I've been pushing that behind the scenes. Couple meetings set up or whatever. And maybe one day we will see that pilot episode on a major platform.
That's fly. I like that. I like that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Because why not?
Yeah, why not? And
like that's what I don't be
somebody
getting.
had to put the battery in my back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you gonna keep just running in place? Like, you know what I mean? No. Like, you know what I mean? It starts somewhere, and these people that we idolize and we look up to started where we were at.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
They were doing the same thing we was doing.
Yeah.
Them mother, Chappelle, Martin, all the mothers
Exactly.
in DC was running around comedy clubs, broke together.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what it's all about, man. And that's what we doing. You know what I mean? I got a couple scripts. I'm actually helping some people with some scripts. You know, so that's what I'm saying. The doors is just opening. You know what I mean? It's like when you get an email and someone says, "Hey, I have a full feature script done, but can you add some comedy elements in it?"
Oh,
I didn't know I was a comedy writer. You know what I mean? But once you watch Yo Bro and you say, "Oh wow, this is like real stuff," but you know, it took me like I sat down and I watched the Martins and I watched that shit till my eyes bled, just so I don't copy them. You know what I mean? I don't want to do what they did. I want to take their formula, but I want to, you know what I mean? I want to be authentic. You know
I know
what I mean?
dudes that got their entire sense of humor from some of them shows.
Exactly.
Like a homie
Exactly.
that literally don't know, like, bro, you be on Martin time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you really just Martin, bro. You
Right,
don't even
right,
know it. Like,
right. But you could take from them. I mean, Martin took from somebody. You know what I mean? Martin. What? I watched so much sitcoms, bro, that I realized how much Martin took from the Jeffersons. No, like I didn't realize that. You know what I mean? But when I see Sherman Hemsley dance around and the different jokes he say, I say, yo, Martin took so much from him.
The maid Pam.
Exactly.
That's what he did.
Exactly. So yeah, you got to do your research. You know what I mean? You got to sit down and you got to do your research if you want your product to outstand. You know what I'm saying? The you know what I mean? The competition.
But as somebody that creates, like, you know how they say, every movie stems from the same 6 nursery rhymes, or like we're constantly, we're not expanding enough. We're
Creating new
creating
stories
on the treadmill,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
How do you fight against that, or do you lay into that because you have to have a little bit of that to for the people to be able to keep up with it?
Well, what I like,
it's kind of similar to music now that I say.
Yeah,
That's
it
why
is.
I stuttered a little bit.
and
That's
what
crazy.
comes to, and I probably don't have the answer for that, but what comes to my head right now is every individual is unique. So you could sit here and you could tell me something that happened in your life that never happened. It never happened to me. It might have happened similar.
Yeah, we might have parallels, but never
Exactly.
the same. Right?
So that's why I said going back to being authentic and your truth. You can't go wrong with it. If I put these real stories from my life out there, you can't go wrong. This really happened. So a lot of the stuff is taken from real things, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like, all right, we got a Yo Bro episode where we got a Christmas episode. Shout out Red Snapper.
Snap!
Yeah, shout out Snap. She killed it on
Yeah,
there.
snap!
So me looking at everybody's sitcom Christmas episode, everybody, you gotta have one. You know what I mean? So I go look at everybody's sitcom Christmas episode. So I say, what can I do different than everybody? Okay, and I wanted to be kid friendly. So I made Red Snapper Santa Claus sister, and he can't make it out for Christmas Eve this
subbing.
year.
She's subbing.
You ain't seen that nowhere.
That's
When
crazy.
did we see that?
Yo, when you want holiday episodes, watch The Simpsons.
Well, yeah, that too.
The Simpsons
That
got
too.
50
Now I'm not
years
gonna
of
say that.
classics.
I'm not gonna say that I didn't do no research on the Simpsons. I
Already.
didn't. I was looking at the urban, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
No, that's cool. But
Jamie
then
Foxx.
When you want to blend the two and stretch,
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? You talk about the Simpsons. I told you I draw. That's really my first dream. Cartoons.
so when we getting that,
It's coming. It's coming.
you gonna help?
It's coming.
You should help, yo. Make sure he get that done.
Yeah.
Make sure you get that done.
Yeah.
Give him some ideas to get his
Shout out,
wheels turning.
what's his
I'm
name?
talking to his son, by the way.
Motherfucking Flame.
Uh-huh.
That's his name, right? Motherfucking Fame.
Motherfucking Fame.
Shout out motherfucking Fame, because what he doing with that cartoon, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
that
it,
Famous
man.
Corner.
Yeah, that shit hot,
Shout out to
yo.
Fame.
That's something I always wanted to do. So, Fame, get at me, man. Let me get a little cameo
You know what's
on that
crazy,
joint.
yo? That cartoon does well,
It's
yo.
funny though.
It does well. Like,
It's funny, man.
and this has been years he's been doing it.
yeah, he's
So
been
shout out to
consistent with
Fame,
it.
yo.
Shout out Fame,
That
yo.
was a good fucking shout out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and that
So
came
that's
straight from the
inspirational?
gut. That
That's
came straight from the
inspirational
gut.
for you?
Yeah, yeah. I watch it. I
like
watch
that.
it.
I
I
like
like it.
that.
I like it. Yeah, definitely.
But see, and it shows you like start where you at, man. Start where the fuck you at.
Oh yeah.
But that's what the Simpsons did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember the Simpsons being on Amy whatever show, the white lady that was the comedy lady. They used to
Okay,
have
show like a little
segment.
snippet, right?
Yeah, they had the little segment and it was
Right.
like slow and dry, but it was
Right.
funny.
Right.
And I watched it all the way up.
Well,
until,
even back to Tyler Perry, they said his shows, his Medea shows, right? Sometimes nights had 14 people in the audience. Sometimes had 17 people in the audience.
and then they caught that church crowd,
Yeah.
and it went through.
He's
the
no,
roof.
they caught that VHS crowd. That shit was in
That
our
was-
living room.
That was the church
Yeah,
ladies, yo.
yeah,
They was
right.
selling his tapes in churches,
You're right.
bro.
You're right. You're
Like
right.
real rap, and it was crazy because
Oh,
the
man.
same. It was the bus trip ladies.
Can y'all see that light bulb on top of my head?
It was the bus
Oh
trip
shit!
ladies.
I need to go to the
the
church.
same ladies that catch the bus trip to the outlets or catch the bus to the casinos.
You right.
They was all gonna go see Tyler.
Do they
bro.
still do that? Cause I remember my grandma. No, my grandma. We used to go to little crab feasts and all types of shit on the bus, yo.
They still do it. My sister throws some of them sometimes.
Oh, yeah?
On some real shit. Everybody in my family be chasing bread.
That's definitely promo. That's where you promote at,
Bro,
man.
you got a captive audience.
You're right.
So you got the premiere coming up.
Yes.
How do we get from 4 years ago to you having a premiere coming up? Like what did we miss?
4 years.
Cause 4 years ago
It's been a journey.
you was learning.
Yes.
You was interning and learning.
Yes. These last 4 years, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a real journey.
Well, we got time. Talk to us.
Let me see.
Zach was 72.
Episode 72. Wow. We on
I was in the
270
hundreds.
or something.
I was under the first hundreds.
Yeah, now you're gonna be 266.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But go ahead, my bad, bro.
But the journey really started off with the production company that I'm working for now, Redemption 46 Studios, based in Philadelphia. So we started it off filming a movie called Cobwebs, which is on Tubi right now. You can go check that out.
Congratulations.
I was just a camera operator then.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. But I wasn't really like fully on the camera then because I was coaching baseball at the same time. So I had to juggle both of those. So I was on the camera here and there. Then that's when I came along and did the live shows. And I'm not gonna lie, the live shows definitely helped me out because it was a learning path, because doing the movements with the rappers, you have to stay focused on the rappers every time. So that definitely honed my skills of focusing.
It's kind of like filming sports. It's just
Exactly.
different. You just got to get a
Exactly.
rhythm to it. Like, it's different.
Once you know your camera and know how to focus, it's just a rhythm, like you said it. After that, we filmed a movie called No Way Out. Unfortunately, the producer, he hasn't put it out anywhere yet, but
I was wondering. Go ahead.
that's probably one of our best work that we've done. We're just waiting. Myself, my brother Nick, and my other friend, my sister Cheyenne, we took over on the cameras. Like, we turned up. Like, it was different.
So that's more than showing initiative. That's
Yeah.
like, no, this is, we the Fab Five type shit.
We call ourselves the Big Three.
See? Yeah.
Like, the Big Three. Like, my brother Nick, unfortunately, that passed away. We called him the.
God bless him.
We called it the Reggie Miller, Steph Curry, and Ray Allen.
I'm about to say you just go pick all three shooters.
The top three shooters.
Yeah,
We the best three shooters in the city, so we said
That
we gotta
makes
pick
sense.
the best three.
I like it. I caught it
So-
late, but I'm with you.
Once we did No Way Out, everybody loved it. Then here came the movie that we just did, Criers. Criers is some of our best work yet. Not gonna say ever. I'm gonna say yet.
You showed me 2 trailers, and they're both different effects.
Yes.
And it looked like y'all did like y'all was in the woods a lot. But it looked like y'all did a lot.
Yes, it was a lot. So that, hold on, I'm gonna backtrack real fast. Backtrack to No Way Out. That was a journey right there, because that was my first time ever on a real movie set or a semi movie set, independent. Those were like 23-hour days on set, 15 hours, 17. So that really, like, it's not built for everybody.
Nah, man, you gotta love it. Or you
Yeah.
gotta have a drive for it.
It really, like, showed us who was really about it and who was just talking about it.
I see what you're saying.
So it was really us three that was really on set. So we was like, yeah, that's why we started talking our ish, like, we the Big Three.
So that's out of the set people, or is that out of the cast and the set?
cast and people.
Because the twist with the talent, where y'all scheduling them correctly?
Yeah.
And acting is hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
But there's a balance too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you gotta have your call sheet on point.
On point.
For real, you playing with daytime. I'm just making sure y'all covered all y'all bases because that's what they gonna want to know when you say that.
And a lot of people don't understand. Sidebar: actors are difficult.
Oh my god!
Like actors are
This
the
is
most
a fact.
difficult people to work with. The most
I grew up
divas.
acting.
Like they're the most divas on the set. But if you work with the right ones, it can be worth it sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta get them in and out.
God forbid they're sad.
Well, the thing is, when you gotta, and Kay, you don't have a mic. Do you want one?
My bad.
But the thing about actors and dealing with them, it's levels to everything, and it's like you got a superstar, you put up with superstar shit a little bit.
You have to.
You ain't gonna be disrespected, but you gonna go along with some things you might not have been so happy about.
For like the non-SAG people is like, y'all can't get away with this, but he can do this.
He's actually teaching me some shit. You in the way.
Yeah, basically.
But then there's the point where it's like, oh, we just gonna change the dynamic of this because we don't even need you.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't need you. Like there's a balance to everything, and then things get jumbled, and that's why productions, especially independent films, take longer.
Yes.
Because people don't understand commitment. People don't understand how to work in a team environment, which is the whole thing.
And with that commitment, that's what I mean when I say it was just us three.
Mm-hmm.
Being on set, we had to learn sound. I had to learn sound and lighting myself, as long as learning the camera as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and this is outdoor lighting or indoor?
Indoor
both?
lighting.
Indoor? Okay.
This was indoor lighting.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we had a script.
Then you had to light a warehouse or some shit?
Exactly, yep.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And it had windows,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
time dependent. Right. I'm with you.
So
just trying to tell you I understand, man.
Exactly. All of that. So it's like we had to learn all of that on the movie No Way Out.
Mm-hmm.
Then we just fast forward, jump to Criers.
Mm-hmm.
This was my brother Nick's his directorial debut.
Awesome. Congratulations, bro.
So that was really, really major for us. We started filming in October.
Mm-hmm.
Wrapped up in first weekend of February.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Unfortunately, we did have rain out dates.
Mm-hmm.
So that happens. We can't control nature. That was definitely a journey. Because not only with the lighting that we learned, we had to go from outdoor to indoor.
Mm-hmm.
Change of weathers.
Did you have to order any more equipment during this process?
Mics.
Okay, because I know
Microphones.
sometimes you got to order them big foil joints that
We had those.
deflect the light.
Yeah.
I had all of them. All right,
We
cool.
had the
Yeah.
diffusers. We had all of those.
That's what it's called. My man.
But it was the mics. Because like I said, outdoor and indoor,
Completely
two
different.
different sounds.
Mm-hmm.
You need like certain close-up mics
Mhm.
for outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Indoors, you don't really need it. You can use boom mics. Makes it a little bit easier, but we were the type to like run and gun though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we made sure everyone was mic'd up. I would be on the camera. My sister Shy would be on the other camera. Brother Nick would be directing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a chemistry on set that we just had. I would look at her. She would look at me. We would just know where each other is going.
Mm-hmm.
I would see her movement. Bam, I would see her movement. We got a shot. We knock out, I would say, we can knock out 4 or 5 shots in like one scene.
4 or 5 shots in one scene.
Yeah, in like
Yeah.
2 takes.
Okay, all right.
Like just that easy, because we know. As soon as we know what the director wants, we get it right then and there. It's just that easy. It's just that chemistry that we built over these 3 years.
That's fire. And I mean, a lot of people in the business go their separate ways, but always come back together because they know that they have a chemistry, whether that's in front of the camera or behind the camera. I know that for a fact. I watch way too many people talk.
It's the king of hooks, baby. Sam along with Corey. Yeah, man. Smoothest ever seen. Melody could be felony. What you telling me? What? Learn to play from Bill Bellamy, Peter Guns, someone else. I'm something else. Something different. That's what she sniffing. Yeah. Carl Malone shit. Different from pimping. Scene was basic till I slipped in. Trapping, loading, clipping. Saying on niggas bitches. I call niggas bitches. Like bitch handle business. First boy yank like incense. Twist 3. Dismiss. That's Malone's mistress. Music business. I'm trafficking. What was mastered in? Led through a path to sin. Walls crashing in. Cashing in. Couldn't figure out what was happening. But trapped again. Backfire from trapping in. Shit. Ironic as hell. My pockets loud in the cell. While waiting on Tiny to post bell. Oh hell.
Get what you looking for. Streets we can't cry no more.
At all.
They ain't right. Don't fight right through the pain. They ain't right. See me walk through the pain.
Can't fight tears, I can't find fears that ain't mine. I can't see big blind, spit time, showering shit time. Outside I'm on hills, all 10 ground. Like tunnels with backwoods, sparkwoods, countless. Nice pitch black, go legit, switch back, loud pack, 6-pack, VA hardly switch that. Ready to flip mattress, couches, and pout. Something about grinding it out, I'm so bout it. Ready to get what I came for. Same ball, plenty quarters bent in my stint, I became more. When it became war, I gave him Armageddon. Yes, born legend, send me the veteran, I would bet on him. Followers lead, take heed, use caution, never the one flossing. Respect due, boss. Yes, sir. Respect who the Ross from up top. Sam alone with Corey, with me, women, I stop.
Get what you looking for.
They gon' get it.
Streets we can't cry no more.
Them days is over.
Don't fight right through the pain.
That's all we do.
See me walk through the town. They ain't right. Get what you looking for. They ain't right. Streets we can't cry no more.
Welcome to Let's Talk About It.
Don't fight right through
Corey Wells.
See me walk through the town.
Sam Malone. Barstool.
Instead of smoking, they can't